Morning everyone. So I've got the drone. We're going to take the photo today. I'll put in a screenshot. The weather's not going to be, it's not, I kind of wanted all blue sky, but that's not happening for like another 5 days. You'll see the screenshot. We've got a heap of rain coming in the next day or two. So yeah, I want to get this underway. Not that there's a rush, but I just can't be bothered waiting 5 days. It's good enough. There's plenty of sun. It's kind of bluer that way, and that's where the sun's coming from. So yeah, we should be right. I was just looking on Big W website. Yesterday I checked and they had 75 by 120, 75 centimetre by 1.2 metre prints. Now I can't find them today. I don't know if they've just taken them down. They're on sale. They might have sold out because they were on sale and now they're not doing it. So the biggest one I can find is the one that I got printed there, which is 61 by 91. I think that's the biggest one Big W do now. That's also the biggest one Kmart do. So I went to Officeworks. Officeworks is like an office supply shop we have here. Went there and they do the 75 by 120s. So same price, $49. Well, they're $49. They were on, that size was on special at Big W for $39. So doesn't matter. It's worth a shot. It'll be, I was thinking about it last night, it'd probably be a pretty decent photo to, like I'm not going to throw it away, even though it's just of my suburb, it's nothing special. But yeah, it should be okay, just to keep. I think it'd be not, I probably won't frame it. So I've got a, I've made sure the lens is clean and I've got a CPL filter on it. I think that's going to be good enough. I've got this pillow here. I'm going to take off and I'm going to try and take off and land from the table. The dogs go stupid as soon as they hear that noise. Even when I crank it up inside, they go nuts because they know they're going to be able to chase something. I am going to try and screen record as well. I'm pretty sure this tablet does it. I'm using my tablet as, instead of your phone that normally goes on the controller, I'm using my tablet. So hopefully that works. We've got Wi-Fi here because I'm at my house. This is not a cellular tablet, so it should work. Turn this on and it should just open this instantly to DJI. There we go. Beginner tutorial. Because this is the first time I've used. Skip that and don't show it again. Okay. Because we're on because you're on a tablet, you can make the text a bit bigger. That's pretty cool. I'll go big. That looks not too bad. You still got plenty of area to look at. So, so it is overexposed at the moment, but that's okay. We can change that later. I'll just figure out this screen recording. Oh, there we go. Screen recorder. That was easy. Media only, not interested in mic. I'll use audio from the camera. Start recording. Countdown. And how can I, oh yeah. Right, so we should be able to sync it up. Take off. The dogs are going to go a bit stupid.
Take off. Home point updated.
We'll just go straight up. Get away from the dogs. So yeah, no, I do have a set of, what do you call them? I wonder if I can crank this brightness up a bit. It's okay, it's full. I do have a set of filters, not UV, CPL filters, whatever they're called, NV, 8, 16, 32, 20, 64, whatever they are. Mainly for video. They're not really for what we're doing here. Because with a photo, you can kind of expose it. You're not after shutter. Shutter speed doesn't mean anything with a photo. So that's the kind of, I definitely want to, okay, so we're
max altitude reached.
So I'll just come down. I've got to reset this to make it exactly 120, not 124. We'll just come down a bit. Yeah, I definitely want to have my house in the photo, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's just not. It's probably a bit more blued that way, but I want my house in the middle. We'll just go this way. Yeah, that'll do. Actually, you know what? It'd probably be better this way, and we might even get a view of the city if we come this way. You can see the city just there popping up on the horizon. So yeah, we'll come this way and this way. There we go, something like that. I think that'll be pretty cool to have the city in the background. Lift the camera up a little bit. Probably don't want too much sky just due to the fact that it's cloudy. There's no point. I might just come this way so we get less trees in. And go like that. That's pretty cool. So we got house. Oh, you can see me on the grass there. That's pretty cool. Put my arms up. Yep. Okay, so now to take the photo. So the drone will just hover there by itself, no problems. So I think you can see like all the zebra lines. That should come through on the screen recording. So to get rid, so that means it's overexposed. So we need to get rid of that. So I'll just keep dropping the exposure value. Obviously, I want to go to. See, I don't know how, because now it's starting to get pretty dark, and we're still overexposed on some of the roofs over there. So we'll just go -1. We can play with this later as well. I'm going to go, so format JPEG and RAW. We'll take both, and then I just want to go to settings up here, camera, and make sure that we're in JPEG and RAW 4.3, 48 megapixel. That's it. Color temperature 6500, SD card we're writing to, sweet. Okay, so that's good. So we'll take one photo there. So this is just a single photo. So we'll play with that later. Still, when you do JPEG and RAW, it takes a bit longer to store the photo. All good there. And then we'll go to here, go down and go Pano. So hopefully it's not too windy. I definitely don't want a sphere. That's what that one is. That's sphere. I don't want a 180. I want the wide angle. 9 photos. Pano. Start. So I haven't moved the drone. This is, you can see my hands, not doing anything. This is the drone doing it all by itself. So it keeps the tilt. That's pretty cool. That way you don't have distortion. That's really cool. That's why I can't do it in the wind. Yeah, sweet. Okay, so that's a good one. So I changed nothing between taking a single photo and doing the Pano. I didn't change the EV values. I didn't do anything. So I'm pretty sure that does not store. So it'll store RAW for each photo, but it won't store a RAW for the stitched photo. I'm pretty sure. Because now, yes, yeah, that's right. Yep. So let's for not moving the drone, I'll just do the 180. This is 21 photos. So even though it's a 180 and you don't want it, you may be able to crop it and still end up with a higher resolution photo than what the 9 photo is. I don't know why it's going over there. Oh yeah, I suppose, yep. It's only done half the photos and now it's going to go back over there and do it. Cool. Okay. One thing I just noticed is the moving cars. Probably won't make a difference, but you might have the same car. It looks like the same car in multiple photos. We'll see. That'll be interesting. There you go. 21 photos done. Okay. It's processing 76%. You can see there. 80, 100%. So yeah, we won't play with any. I'm not interested in sphere or vertical. Not on TikTok, so yeah, don't care about that. Same with hyperlapse. I'm pretty sure the hyperlapse and all that kind of stuff is capped at 1080. So yeah, not too interested in that. So let's try and maybe take another photo. So I've got it in sports mode, so it'll move nice and quick. We'll come over this way. Go back a bit. So I can just hear it now. And you can see the bottom corner there, I'm 120 meters away from me and I can just hear it. That might be a nice photo too, kind of like that. Bit more of the house in view. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll do the same. So single photo. And then Pano. Defaults to sphere all the time, it's really annoying. Wide angle and start. Okay, I'm going to do a bit of a Where's Wally photo, and you can see me in the backyard there actually. I'll face the camera this time. That's pretty funny. Yeah, that'll be funny if that's the one we end up printing. But that's pretty cool. You can see the photo in the background. Yeah, so that's about it. I think we'll just bring it back. Let's see if it lands on this pillow. So to bring it back, you just hit home. I don't know why that's an option, land. It's caught me out a few times. It's return to home. You want to do press and hold, and back she comes.
Return to home.
So you'll see the green thing on the screen there. That's its path back to home. I'm going to have this in my hand ready to take control. Just in case it misjudges the pillow. I didn't put it there so it's soft. That is so it can, I think as it goes up, when it takes off, it takes a photo to see exactly where it took off. These dogs are going to be, I'll explain it later. It takes a photo as it takes off. So if you just take off on the grass, or all it's got is a photo of green grass, if you actually put something for it to aim at, it can get it much better. So we'll see. I'm not controlling it. It's just doing it by itself. I just want to be ready to catch it in case it falls off. Pretty cool. I had to intervene there.
Aircraft will power off in 5 seconds.
Didn't look like it was
aircraft to cancel.
Yeah, it didn't look like it was going to make it there. But that's okay. All good. That's enough now. Yeah, it looked like it was going to just miss it, so I just touched it up a bit. Yeah, that's one good thing, I suppose. Even though it is auto landing, you can intervene with a quick little touch up like that. So pretty cool. All right, I think that's it then. That's about the only photo I wanted to get. Let's go on the computer now, and I will. I want to compare the resolution from the 1 to the 9 and to the 180. That'll be pretty cool. We may end up using the 180 and just crop a bit out that we need. See how we go. So the way you do that is just crop it, save it, and then have a look at the resolution and see if that's higher than the 9 photo resolution. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But anyway, we'll see inside. Okay, so on the computer, I've had a quick look at it. So I've renamed them a bit, and I've done one edit, and I've got rid of the RAW. Big difference with the RAW. Resolution, it says 960 by 720, but I think that's just a preview resolution. That's not the actual resolution of the photo. If you go to details, it still says 960 by 720. So I don't know what the go is there, but the file size is massive. So it's like 96 megabytes, 93, and this one's 94 as well. So yeah, I'm not going to play with them. I don't know how to. I do have GIMP and I've got Darktable. I don't know how to use them, so I'll keep the raw folders just in case one day I know how to use them. The 180 test come up pretty good. There's a lot of distortion in it though, as expected. So pretty much we'll just zoom in on me in the backyard, so you can see how fuzzy it is. But you can see the city, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, not bad if you're into those kind of photos. I'm not, so that was just a test. Now the resolution on that is 8000 by 3016 megabytes. So it's a bit funny because if I go to this photo, no, not that one. So I should have really, yeah, this one. So trees single. I chucked in a bit of color with this one. I think it was that one, or yeah, that was the flat one. That was the enhanced one a little bit. So I have trees. I've just called it trees because it has the trees in view. So this is the single photo. That was just the one photo. That is, I am getting confused now. I really shouldn't have done what I did, the edit, but it doesn't matter. So this is unedited. So what you're seeing here is straight off the drone. So you can see down the bottom kind of here, that track. If you go to the Pano now, so this is, remember I didn't move, you're seeing a lot more. So you're getting more view in, but if you do compare the resolution, I thought it would go up and it doesn't. So the Pano there is 7200 by 5100, and the single photo is actually bigger, 8000 by 6000. So I was under the impression that because it's taking so many photos, your resolution is going to be higher, but it's actually not. It's actually smaller. So yeah, bit annoying. Doesn't matter. So you can see the difference in photo. So you can see the green grass over here, even in these trees, and the grass at the oval. So if I go and open the edit, everything's just a little bit more vibrant. It's not as dark, the trees over here, it's all lifted a little bit sharper. I did add a little bit of sharpness. I'll show you how to do it. Not hard. I just use that program, that Windows program. That's about as far as my expertise goes in editing photos. So city single. So if we zoom in on me down there, you can see how blurry it is. And then if city Pano, same deal. It's just as bad. It's not any better. So I don't know. And then the size wise, the Pano's same, 7200 by 518, and then the actual single photo is bigger by a fair bit. So you know, you're better off getting that printed than the other one because it's a bigger photo. So yeah, that was a bit of a shock to me when I saw that. I was under the impression that because you're stitching 9 photos together, it's going to be better, but it's actually not. The only thing you're gaining is a bigger field of view. That's all it is. The actual resolution is not any better. So I would be tempted probably not to print these at 775 centimeters by 1.2 meters. I don't think they're going to look good at all. Yeah, they're going to be fairly pixelated. I'd say it's going to kind of look like that, going by the photo that I've got printed already. Yeah, it's when you look at it from a distance, it's going to look all fuzzy like that. It's not going to look good at all. So yeah, I think the limitations are probably the 600 by 900, which is still fairly big. That's big enough. The only other thing, so it does keep the panorama photos. So you can see, so what I'm saying is, so these are all the photos that make the panorama, and that's 4,000 by 3,000. You know, they're all 4,000 by 3,000, but combined, then they're not that resolution that they are combined. I know there's overlap, so you're not going to have 9 times bigger resolution, but you should have at least double, and they're not. They're a bit funny. But anyway, I might try and download another program that does panorama stitching, and then maybe we will get bigger resolution. I don't know. But yeah, it doesn't matter. So probably the one I might print is this one. I called it Starfish because you get my house, the city, a bit of trees, but mostly houses, and I'm doing a starfish in the backyard. So that's pretty cool. I mean, that's 800% zoom, so that's not bad. That's pretty good. But yeah, I reckon we'll print that at 600 by 900 and see what comes of it. Compare it to this photo that you're seeing now on the computer. It should come pretty good. Yeah, we'll just go from there. But that'll be a kind of funny one if you know where to look. Bit like Where's Wally. But yeah, good mix of trees, houses, road, city, bit of cloud, bit of blue. But yeah, so to edit it, all I do is click on edit up there, adjustment, and then you can play with, your brightness. You obviously don't want it too bright, but we'll add a little bit. But sometimes it's better to add exposure than brightness. You can see there that's, otherwise you can add brightness, but then drop your exposure and it'll look pretty good too. So that's maybe what I will do, because you don't want these roofs to blow out, all these white roofs. So if you were to go back to where it was exposure, you can see that's way too much. So we'll drop the exposure. We'll maybe just drop the brightness a bit too. Looks pretty natural. Contrast, obviously, a little bit's okay, but too much is no good. So maybe drop it, or yeah. See, it's making the trees dark. So you go shadows and then boost your shadows. You can maybe get away with it, but we're starting to get a bit bright over there. So I think we'll put that back. We'll crank that down. See, that's just getting a bit flat. Actually, where it is at 0, I think we'll leave it. Shadows, yeah, you can boost your trees if you want. Might not do that much, but we'll do that much. A vignette, if it just darkens the edge of your photo. I normally put a little bit in, kind of tones down the sky a little bit. Saturation, that's your colours, so you can see your colours going really stupid there, and then to black and white. So I think probably don't need a lot, just a little bit. And then the warmth is your orange if you want to make it look like a sunset or whatever. We'll bung in a little bit, not much. That looks pretty cool. I like a little bit over exaggerated greens, but not too much. Tint, I don't know what you'd use that for. I suppose if you want to make it look like an olden days photo, you can do that. We'll leave that at 0. And then sharpness, if you watch the solar panels, on this brown roof, I just seen it click over a little bit, so I'll go left, and it's a bit fuzzy, go back to 0, and then I'll go full, and you can just see the outline of the solar panels you can see the roofs just change a little bit. Yeah, you probably don't want to go too much. It'll look a bit funny, especially for the distant stuff. It'll look a bit funny. So if you really crank it up, I mean, that doesn't look too bad, Yeah, it's not made that any better, but yeah, it doesn't look too bad. It just sharpens up the edges of the roofs a bit. Maybe not 100%. Maybe we'll just go 40. Because if you go back to 0, oh, there's a good example. So see this pull here. So go back, it's blurry. Go 0, not bad, and then see instantly it just sharpens that up. Well, actually, doesn't really do a lot. Just makes it dark. But yeah, you can see the shadows in the pool, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll just go a little bit, just a little bit. Funny thing as well is this van, I noticed that as it was taking the photos of me, I was watching the screen. I'm pretty sure that's not it. No, that's a parked car. It's only got it once. So whatever it's doing something smart when it does stitch together the photos, and it doesn't have that van there, and kind of up here as well when it took the photos, if you know what I mean. Same with these cars. They only appear once, and they would have been in multiple photos. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So you don't get that kind of overlap in it. So yeah, so now we'll just go save as a copy and call that edit. Save. So I think we'll leave it at that. I'll send this off to get printed at Officeworks probably, and see how it comes back. So oh yeah, might as well do that while we're here. So we're gonna do, yeah, I think that's the one I want printed, only because I'm in it. That's very similar. Yeah, let's just do that. So Pano Starfish edit, copy. I'll just put that on the desktop here. Actually, I'll put it on my other screen just because we can open up here. Where am I? Aerial photo, canvas print to Officeworks. So it's pretty much we want. Yeah, I'm not going to do that big one. Like I said, I was going to do the big one. That is way too big. I'm going to try and keep it to this 24 by 36, which is 60 by 90. You can see there, which is the same res as I've got with the one I've already printed. The only difference is this is a Pano. But like I said, the resolution's worse. I'm not sure what to do. I'm really not sure what to do here. Whether we even bother printing it or we just send it when we actually take some photos. That's just a waste of $35 really. Considering that it doesn't increase the resolution. DJI Pano does not increase resolution. Actually, do not increase because the stitched image is limited by the resolution of the individual photos taken and the inherent limitations of the stitching process, which can sometimes compress the image data. You need to manually capture and stitch the individual images using third-party software, saving them in RAW format and enabling the setting to... Okay. Alright, so that's why it's not doing. Okay, I paused it and I think I forgot to press play again, but yeah, I just downloaded a program to stitch it together myself to see if I could get a higher resolution, and it's not doing it. So it is higher, but then once you crop it, I got rid of the might still have it here, Pano 1. I'll show you. I can't remember if I actually recorded this, but yeah, it's you've got this business going on with this curved horizon, which is not interested. It's not any clearer. Still quite pixelated. Once you've cropped it, it is 8,000 by 6,000. But you're dealing with that curved horizon, so it's only a little bit bigger than this one, which is perfect. Dead straight across. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna stick with. I'm not gonna print it just because it's actually the same resolution as what I've already been working with. I then got on to have a look at some different drones, and you've got this is probably the one you're going to want. So my drone's 48 megapixel. I can't remember the sensor size. This is 100 megapixel, and I think it's a 4:3 camera. So that's quite big. So you've got 3 cameras in one. So you got the 4:3 CMOS, then you got a 1/1/3 for telephoto. Yeah, so combining all those 3 together, I mean, look, there's your. Is that the? There you go. So you got a 28mm equivalent, 70mm, and then the 168mm equivalent. So that's a photo from each 3 sensors. So that's, it's big difference, but it's also a big difference in price. It's $3,100, whereas mine is only $600. So yeah, it's biggest one. So that's their biggest one, is 100 megapixel. The highest resolution for photos on a recent DJI consumer drone is 100 megapixel. I reckon the new Mini 5, when that comes out, is going to have a similar camera. Probably it won't have as good camera as that, because then why would you buy that? You'd go and buy a Mini 5. That's what DJI do. They always stagger their drones quite a lot. So that way you don't have that problem. And the Air 3S is a 1-inch sensor. So if I go, is a 1-inch sensor bigger than a 4/3 sensor? I'm not too sure. No, a micro 4/3 sensor is bigger than a 1-inch sensor. That's what I'm thinking, because 4 is bigger than 3, has a surface area of that. Oh, here we go. Full frame, so micro, so there's your 1-inch in the blue. So yeah, a 1-inch sensor's in blue, and then the micro 4/3 is in red. So yeah, it is what it is. You got to pay to play, as with anything, and yeah, if you want the good camera, you're paying $3,000. Not going to happen. So yeah, anyway, I think we will leave it at that. There's not much more I can say. I think that is a pretty good result. It's a bit disappointing that the resolution is not bigger. I was under the impression that once you stitch 9 photos together, it's going to be not 9 times bigger, but I would have expected at least double or triple the resolution. But that's not how it works. It just blends it. So it must be barely using. There's a lot of overlap. It must be like 80% overlap, and that's all you're getting is a little bit extra around the borders. No extra resolution really. It's less, if anything. So yeah, I'm not going to print that. That's going to stay the way it is. And pretty much I'm just, from now on, I know that the Pano is no benefit unless you want to catch a lot more area. Unless you want to catch a lot more area, that's the only benefit. Increasing resolution is not what it's for. It's just field of view. So yeah, anyway, I think that's enough chit chat. I did miss a bit because I pressed pause and didn't press play again or record. But that's okay. I've just summed it up a lot quicker. So benefit to you guys there. So that's pretty good. But yeah, I actually, you know what? I did have in this folder here. I'll put them in anyway. I'll put them in kind of just before this, and you'll see they're just here. I'll put the screenshots in of what Big W charge, Kmart charge, and Officeworks. They're all very similar. Kmart is overnight, so you can order it one day, pick it up the next. They print on Kodak paper. It's not too bad. It looks okay. I've used Big W previously. They print with Fuji ink and Fuji paper. I've only ever done it on canvas, so I haven't done it on photo paper. But next time I get a photo worth printing, I'm going to use Big W. I won't go any bigger than this 600 by 900. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the limitation of the flip with the sensor that it has, with the camera that it's got. So yeah, it is what it is. And we'll just go from there. If this photo was of something half decent, I would have printed it, but I don't need a photo at $40 of my suburb. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. And we're going to Bustleton in 2 months. I'll be getting a heap of photos, so yeah, not worried about that. We'll just we'll use that as the main experiment. But this was good, just so I didn't waste my time in Bustleton taking a heap of panos, thinking that they're going to be way better, and didn't take any single photos, and then get back and realise that the actual single photo is a higher resolution than the panos. Not by much, but yeah, you're better off just doing single photos. Don't worry about panos unless you need the extra field of view. Resolution is absolutely no benefit. So yeah, works out okay in the end. But yeah, I mean, it's all we can do. I mean, you can kind of see there, it's not great. I would like to, I wish I knew someone with a Mavic 4 Pro and pretty much take exactly the same photo and compare them. That'd be pretty cool. When you find stuff, especially when it's from DJI, it's highly edited. Its sharpness increase. You know, there's actually there is an online, I can't remember what it's called. You can upload your photo and it increases the resolution. I don't know how it does it. This might be a good test, I suppose. Hang on, let's see if we can quickly find it. Image has been deleted or failed to generate. Try again. No, doesn't like that photo. Maybe because it is a pano. So we'll pick the. Let's go. Oh man, I can't be bothered. Whatever. I don't know how they do it. I'll muck around with it off camera anyway, and we'll see. But it's not liking any of them, so we'll leave it. I think yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Cool little experiment, but anyway, didn't quite work out the way I thought it would work out, but good to know for future anyway. So like I said, not wasting time when you're in the air doing panos for no reason out over the ocean. So yeah, works out okay in the end. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. Hopefully that was kind of half interesting, something a bit different than washing cars and things like that. So yeah, anyway, all good. Catch you on the next one. Have a good one. See ya.